The mountain biking in Aberdeenshire is varied.
Got a really good offering for a broad range of riders.
It's quite wild.
It's like a paradise, really.
The profile's only going to go up.
My name is Scotty Loughlin. I'm a professional mountain biker, and together with Developing Mountain Biking in Scotland,
we have produced a series of films to support businesses in areas across Scotland where mountain bike tourism is growing. These films are designed to showcase the facilities on offer, highlight the opportunities available to businesses, helping them to capitalise on this growth and diversify their offer to better cater for this market while securing return visits and repeat bookings. In this film, we visit Aberdeenshire.
So I'm Will Clark. I'm the Aberdeenshire Mountain Bike and Adventure Tourism Development Coordinator. That's a project that's a partner project between a few different agencies looking to grow and explore what we've got to offer up here in the northeast.
what facilities do you have in Aberdeenshire?
We've got lots of businesses, lots of really good bike shops based in Aberdeen City and Aberdeenshire. There's hire bikes available, there's e-bikes available. We've got lots of good guiding companies as well that can show you around if you want local knowledge, local expertise. We've also got a trail association that are working really hard to maintain the natural trail network so that everyone gets the best possible experience when they come here. And with more and more businesses than ever looking to offer welcome to cyclists, they realise the value of that market and they're starting to invest more and more time and effort in making their business accommodate the cyclists.
And what do you think mountain bikers are looking for when they actually come to visit Aberdeenshire?
They're obviously looking for our trails, and we know we have that in abundance, so we need to get that message out to businesses. But I think they're also looking for places where they know their bike will be secure, where they know they can come in after a ride if they're a wee bit dirty or a wee bit run down, and they'll not be shunned out the door. They'll be welcome, they can wash their bike, they can get into their room without feeling that they have to tiptoe their way around. And I think generally what they're looking for is what we have here, which is a friendly welcome, and we know we can offer that.
How can Aberdeenshire continue to grow as a destination and welcome more mountain bikers to come and ride here?
I think if we keep working in collaboration, sharing good practice, enabling people to connect, whether that's businesses already in the sector or businesses that are interested in being in the sector, we can provide a good deal of support through our network, and there's lots of good opportunities to move forward with.
I've made my way to Boyne to chat to some of the local businesses that are providing an excellent service to visiting mountain bikers.
My name is Alex Laws. Our shop is called Aberdeenshire Bicycle Works and we're located in Boyne. We sell bikes, of course, but we also offer courses. So we do maintenance courses, we do bike packing courses, navigation courses. We also have a workshop, so we have a female mechanic. We have a wide demographic of people who come here. Some just need a spare part, at the drop of a hat. They just after that inner tube because they had an incident. And then other people are just looking for their dream bike and they are not afraid to spend money, whether that is mountain biking or adventure biking, and then we try and make the right bike happen for them.
Why should people welcome mountain bikers as guests to Aberdeenshire?
Because mountain bikers who come here to ride, they won't just rock up, ride and go home again. They will invariably want to have a look through the local bike shops, or they might bring partners who are not into biking and instead they want to browse the gift shop, and then you end up having a coffee and a cake somewhere, and then you might even stay overnight, use local accommodation.
And what advice could you give to accommodation providers?
Essential is to have somewhere to store your bike securely. Really nice is somewhere to have a hose so you can hose it off. And be tolerant with grubby mountain bikers.
Let's now head over to Glen Estate and meet an accommodation provider who is doing just that.
Hello, I'm Claire Bruce from Glen Estate and I look after all the holiday cottages, the activities and the hospitality on Glen.
The facilities that you've got for mountain bikers here, how did you go about developing them?
We were very pleased to get a grant from Developing Mountain Biking in Scotland through North East Adventure Tourism to help us invest in and develop our facilities here. What it did was give us the incentive to put additional investment into the estate. All our cottages now have e-bike chargers, they have lockable facilities, and we have EV chargers as well, so that we can encourage low carbon travel to the area.
What's so good about welcoming mountain bikers to Glen?
Well, mountain bikers, like all visitors to this area and all parts of the northeast of Scotland, want to go out and explore. They want to stop and have a coffee in a local cafe. They might stop and have lunch, or they want to go and see the local attractions. They want to enjoy the beautiful countryside we have and the fantastic facilities we have. Our guests who come here want to get out. They want to get out every day and spend money in the local area.
And you work with some local businesses as well to actually promote mountain biking in Glen. How do those collaborations work?
Well, we have, first of all, we just developed an app. So we have an app here on Glen. So when you arrive, there's an app with all the information you need to know when you're staying with us. And on that app, we give information about where you can hire bikes and also where the bike shops are if you want to buy a new bike or fix something. And that also gives the trails as well. So we work with local bike hire shops and we work with guides. So very often you'll find guides will come and bring groups here, or people who are staying here might organise a tour.
I'm Chris Roper. I run Ride and Peace Adventures, which is mountain bike coaching, guiding and riding across Aberdeenshire. I think it's just good to collaborate with all types of businesses and just to show what's on offer and how kind of Aberdeenshire is an up and coming mountain bike destination, and we have everything on offer from bikes to coaches to guiding to easy rides to long rides. And I think the more the restaurants, they get to know it and see where that customer base is from and what they're doing during the day, and hopefully they're kind of more friendly and welcoming to mountain bikers and muddy bikes and more accommodating to their needs of having like a safe place to ride and lock up their bike.
So I'm Tony. I run a company called EGuide Scotland, an e-bike rental and e-bike guiding service.
Oh, it's a climb like this that you realise why e-bikes are so much fun.
There's no bad moment on an e-bike when you're climbing like this.
Who are your typical e-bike customers?
Coming up a trail like that, time-poor mountain bikers who want to maximise their stoke and maximise their riding. They can get as much fun going down, but now they can get the fun coming up as well.
And what other kind of routes have you got around here in Aberdeenshire that you take people out on?
We've got wilderness trails, we've got big mountain days, Old Rovers Road, Land Rover tracks, deer tracks, and I think that's what makes Aberdeen quite unique. It's quite diverse, but it's very natural.
Let's talk a little bit about local businesses.
Yeah.
How can they actually get involved with what you're doing and be aware of there being actually guiding and electric bike guiding?
It starts with my business. It starts with my business communicating and making myself approachable to businesses as well. Where we are standing right now, we're on the Glen estate. And if you walk around the Glen estate, you'll actually find QR codes with my business on them. So if you come to visit Glen and you want to hire an e-bike, or if you are on holiday here, you will find my brochures in their cottages. You will find QR codes beside their bike wash, and they've got secure bike storage. And likewise in the cafes in the village as well. You know, we hand out flyers. We try to encourage my customers, if they rent a bike from myself, to go and visit one of the many cafes. And actually I work with a local business, the local bike shop in Ballater, and I do tell my customers that if they do cycle out to Ballater, to not worry about locking their bikes up or be fearful of them getting stolen. Take them to the bike shop, and the bike shop will look after them whilst they then travel around the village and enjoy the shops and the cafes there.
And what do you think other local businesses could do to actually help bring more mountain bikers to Aberdeenshire?
I think they need to listen. I think they need to listen to the fact that the biking community is getting bigger. Mountain bikers have quite a lot of disposable income, which I guess is music to business owners' ears, and they do want to spend generally, and they do want to support local. I do get accommodation providers contacting me on an ad hoc basis saying we've got customers coming along, they'd like to hire bikes. I think we could go one step better than that and be a bit more proactive and offering packages to guests instead of being reactive to when they've already arrived and they want to know what to do once they're on the ground. I could have bikes at their accommodation waiting for them if they had been pre-booked in advance and they knew that's what they wanted to do when they arrived. So I think we could work harder to close that gap and make it a bit more seamless of an experience for tourists coming to the area. As a biker myself, I love cake. As I'm sure you can tell, I love a nice cup of coffee, and I'm not alone. So bikers generally will go into the community, they will spend money on food and drink, they will also spend money on accommodation, they will travel to the right places and spend days there if they feel that there's good riding, but there's good après riding as well. It's a bit like that European skiing mentality. They will go for the biking, but they need a little bit extra.
The varied trail network is what brings mountain bikers to Aberdeenshire, but who looks after those trails to ensure people keep coming back and have a safe and enjoyable experience? Let's find out a little bit more about the Aberdeenshire Trail Association.
My name's Tom Cole. I'm a trail designer. I work for CRC and I build mountain bike trails and design them. Trail building in Scotland has been volunteer based for a long time, and that's been a huge boon because we've got so many great natural trails. Trying to develop like a new round of purpose built trails and really improve that network to be durable for all the new riders that are coming into the sport, and kind of broaden that range of trails that people can ride is super important, and that's what we're trying to do at the moment.
And what does it actually mean for the mountain bike community, having a trail association?
As I see it, what it does is it legitimises the trails. We work, as a trail association, we work with the landowner. The principal point is that all the trails that are worked on, we've got a relationship with the landowner where we have permission to do the work. And it means that people can then go and access them in the knowledge that actually they're not doing anything they shouldn't be. They're doing things properly, they're riding trails that actually have been verified, they've been okayed, and that the quality of them hopefully improves as a result. You get trails that are going to last, they're durable, they can take the riding, and they don't change every time you ride them because of the weather conditions.
Why should local businesses actually support the local trail associations?
What it does is it creates the opportunity to really connect with the mountain bikers and offer opportunities to work together. Like, Aberdeenshire is really popular with people coming here to ride and people locally that ride. If there's trails locally that are very popular, by local businesses getting involved, they can really improve their business in terms of people coming through the door, like using their facilities. And the Trail Association is a good way to get the landowner to understand that mountain bikers aren't a threat. Like, actually it's a really good sport because generally the people coming in are really outdoor people, they're really enthusiastic about what they do, but they're also willing to come and spend money and use the facilities locally and generally be quite responsible people.
How could local businesses help support the local trail association?
Financial support is a big one. It helps us do more work on the trails. It helps us work more with landowners. It helps us develop more projects that help businesses. And even just talking to us, like being mentioning us to landowners, talking when it's part of the conversation, bringing us into those conversations to really help give the riders a voice as much as work with other people as well.
What do you see as future plans for ATA as an organisation, and also how can Aberdeenshire continue to develop as a mountain bike destination?
So I think what Aberdeenshire has is a great range of landscape as well, and I think the trails kind of reflect that. For the ATA, I think the goal is to really continue to work with local groups and local riders to help look after their own trails. So have every area there's a connection with the landowner, there's a connection with the local riders to make sure that the local trails are looked after and there's an opportunity to develop them in a way that really fits that location. We want to add more trails to that as well and kind of improve the quality of some of the trails that have been ridden a lot, and that developing trails that work for a wider range of riders has always been a big goal of ours. So I think, as with most of the natural trails in Scotland, Aberdeenshire's level of riding is quite high. So I think trying to bring in more opportunities for people to ride trails that are natural but kind of an easier entry point is something that we really want to focus on and really bring to the area. So the mountain biking is part of what brings people to Aberdeenshire. It's part of what the attraction is here.
Aberdeenshire has such an amazing array of trails and so many businesses who are supporting mountain bike development locally. It's easy to see why it's a rapidly emerging destination.
Through developing mountain biking in Scotland, there's an unparalleled network to offer support for businesses who are already in this sector or those who wish to do more to take advantage of the opportunities. There is a dedicated team and expert resources available through project partners covering a range of areas as diverse as accommodation, marketing, events, partnership working, and further opportunities for training and funding. Get in touch to find out more.